Welcome to Rich Thoughts, Poor Jokes, the podcast where meaningful conversations about mental wealth meet a healthy dose of humor. Each week, your hosts, Dr. Roxy Reef-Cole-Cook and Dr. Stephanie Ellis, two of Houston's most respected doctors of counseling and psychology, coach you on the path to mental wealth. They will not just inspire, but entertain you while empowering you to elevate your life.
Welcome back. So we've been talking to you guys about self-care and self-care wealth. And we hope that today's episode that you can really gather, gain some true suggestions about maybe some different out-of-the-box suggestions of some things maybe you haven't thought about that could count as self-care. So in our first episode about sex, we talked about, I think the episode was titled Sex, Kids, Work. And we talked about how do you fit it all in, right? And we talked about how there has to be some prioritizing that occurs. And so let's talk for a second on the self-care piece, because that may be something that people are going to say is, how do I do this? I don't have time.
I don't have time. Same with sex, right? People are like, I don't have time. How do we do it? Mm-hmm. So, okay. So priority is one. I remember when we talked about sex, work, and kids, the first step to that was like, just actually put it in the pyramid somewhere. Doesn't have to be at the top of your values hierarchy, but it needs to be in there somewhere, or it just won't ever get any attention at all. So that was one. And then another part of that is maybe sometimes it is at the top. And I think we do this thing, I don't know, women or Americans or somebody says, where it's like we just don't let self-care in until everything's a disaster. And then we really don't have time.
Yes. We do it when it's a crisis.
So prioritizing is a piece. Mm-hmm. Engagement. So this is sort of like, how do I do quickie self-care and make it really valuable? It's you be engaged, right? The more you are really there and present and paying attention to the thing that you are doing. There's this cup of coffee, which I am just going to continue to drink as we go through this and not even notice. And we're going to get to the end of this episode and I'm going to be like, where's my coffee? And I won't have appreciated it at all. Right? So that's the opposite of engagement, which doesn't mean I have to sit down and do nothing but drink a cup of coffee for 30 minutes either. Right? But being engaged in what you're engaged in. And then being creative. So that's one of the things that we hope to try to do. And we're going to even try to do some of it on the spot, because sometimes that is how creativity works.
Yes.
Just the cameras are on and here we are going to try. And for you too in your life, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of that is being open to the possibility that there might be an opportunity for self-care that you hadn't predicted that day or that moment. So being creative. And I'm going to say too, creativity in the sense that we can double up some of these things. I'm a big fan, and maybe we do a whole day sometime on multitasking and how it's not a real thing. But that doesn't mean that satisfying more than one value or like part of life can't happen with the same activity.
Yes.
So let's try to keep that in mind as we go also.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to give some self-care suggestions, since that is what we titled this episode. No matter what the time that you have. Okay. So I'm going to start with 30 seconds.
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's some examples. Give or receive a hug.
Aww. Can I say something about the hug too?
Do that.
The average number of seconds that you need to be like hugging somebody to get a little oxytocin burst is 20 seconds. And listen, a 20-second hug is longer than you think it is.
Yes.
So 20 seconds when you're really doing something can feel kind of long and luxurious.
I like that.
But you can also do it hug until something in your body shifts and you go, right? And you hear that sound or you feel that sound in your body, then you did it.
Beautiful. Here's another one. Rub some yummy lotion that has you, so you get the scent, the feeling of the lotion all over your skin. 30 seconds.
I like it. You do it in 30 seconds, but you might just like it all day.
That. Stretching.
Oh, wait. Can I go back? If you don't like lotion, that's fine. Right? So all of these are just things, and it might not be
suggestions.
But I do want to say, like, 30 seconds is long enough to do a lot of pleasant sensory activities, right? So lotion is an example of that, but anything like that, it might be for some people sort of like feeling like a rough, scratchy something, right?
Yes.
Or it might be like getting back scritches, right? Or giving back scritches.
That's a good one.
Or so lots of things, but these very short ones, tuning into like a psych. I just get annoyed with things that get perpetuated like on TikTok and stuff too much. It's like, let's do grounding and like 5 things you can see and 2 things you can smell and whatever. But sensory stuff does work well quickly because it's here and it's present. So smell, touch, taste, sight, movement. Those are all things that will fit nicely in a 30-second block.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to do something that is for your self-care.
And 5 minutes can be a long time. Like, can you imagine just hugging for 5 minutes?
No, please no.
I mean,
oh, sorry.
Me neither. No,
Okay.
That's exhausting, right? So when you think 5 minutes is not a lot of time, think, wow, it's like it would be a long time for some stuff.
That.
Holding your breath.
Yes. What's the average length of a song? Around 3 or 4
Like
minutes,
a radio
I think?
song?
Yeah.
2.5.
Oh, okay.
But back in the catalog, songs that don't get on the radio.
Okay.
3 or 4 minutes.
That would be one.
Yeah.
Right? Blast your favorite song.
A song. Do you have a song or like an artist or anybody that's your go-to?
Of course.
Will you say it? You don't have to. It's me who's being overly self-disclosive this series. You don't have to do it.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson?
Yep. That hypes me.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
There is some research too about if you want to do positive mood enhancement, the average amount of time that you need to listen to a song that has a beats per minute of 140 or more, 140 or faster, is either 9 or 13 minutes. Might have to go back and check. So that's not in the 5-minute list. And I do think that a one song can absolutely pump you up. But even in an experimental research setting, we can get mood improvements from music, if it's the right kind of music, for a short amount of time.
I love that. Read an uplifting story, read a devotion, read an article. 5 minutes.
Kitten video?
Watch a kitten video.
One
That.
kitten video.
That.
One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not more than 11.
You don't have to convince me. That
Okay.
sounds awesome.
Have we talked about the 11 thing?
No.
The 11 bites and 11 swipes?
Nope.
Thing? Well, this is a tangent. But if you make a curve, like a graph of how much pleasure you get from biting something, like eating something that you like, you get maximum pleasure in the first bite. And you still continue to get pleasure for the upcoming bites. But once you get the average person, again, to the 11th bite, your system is habituated to the pleasure from it. You don't really get any more. So let's add like eating a few bites of something really good, but just a few bites. And in my house, I don't know about research about this, but this is what we do with like YouTube shorts, is we say 11 swipes. And you can do that multiple times a day. I'm not trying to like be on a screen time rant or whatever, because my kids are doing awesome. And so I sort of don't care. But the amount of joy that you will get from your 12th kitten video, even if it's the best kitten video of the day, will be less than the joy that you get from your first kitten video, even if it was just a mediocre kitten video. So 11 bites, 11 swipes.
Except for, have you had some of your husband's cooking before?
Well, I'm not
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
a meal. I'm not talking about a meal.
'Cause 11
that's
bites
different.
wouldn't get it for me. I need 47.
We're going to do like 11 and then move to this part of the dish, another part of the dish, and get an 11 there, and then get an 11 from the other part of the dish.
That. Okay.
You know,
that works.
But listen, you do not eat my husband's food in this 5-minute thing that we're talking about. That's
No, I don't. No, for sure.
That's a snack.
Yes.
His food deserves more
Agreed.
time.
20 minutes. Now you have 20 minutes. Self-care. What are you going to do? Dr. Ellis is going to do 20 squats.
Oh, are you saying I'm going to do 1 minute long squats? Because I'm not. I'm not doing a wall sit for 20 minutes. I'm not doing any of that.
Okay. What I meant to say is meditate. Dr. Ellis is going to meditate for 20 minutes.
20 minutes is a great amount of time to meditate, to daydream, to do a thing called focusing, which maybe we'll do a day on sometime. 20 minutes is a good amount of time to do almost any of the inner. So 20 minutes is a great amount of time for journaling.
Great one.
And there's something really good for all of those kinds of things. We're setting yourself the 20-minute mark. Set a timer. Gives you more freedom while you're doing it to actually do it and engage. As opposed to sitting down to journal and thinking maybe I'm going to do this forever. No, it sort of tightens up the ratio of benefit when it's got a little timer on it.
Love it.
Well, 20 minutes is a good amount of time. Although I'm trying to think about 20 minutes is feeling, now that we're talking about it this way, like a long time to me.
Yes. It goes by fast though. And I just thought of one that's really good. And I know this because I probably needed to fit in the hour category, but I only did it for 20 minutes. And that was unsubscribing from emails.
How does that, say more about that? How does that feel to you?
Oh, so good. So good. It bogging down your emails with all of these subscriptions and things that you've had to add to get your 20% off.
I approve. I totally approve. It's just for me, that activity is for future self only. And this is not my fault. I have an email address that's one of my personal email addresses is very bland. A lot of people subscribe me to stuff. So when I go in to unsubscribe from stuff, I'm just angry.
Oh.
Because I'm unsubscribing from things I didn't subscribe for, right? Like a Honda dealership in Arkansas and stuff.
Yeah. See, and for me, that feels really good. That feels like a self-care thing. In the moment, doing it, but also for future self. Okay. 60 minutes.
Oh, can I say one more thing about email just while we're talking about it?
Do it.
What's your email number? The little number of unread emails.
12.
12? I have different numbers in different places, but I did at one time get my work email down to 0. And I thought that was going to be amazing. And it felt horrible. It was completely aversive to me. I could not tolerate it. I could just do nothing except make sure I didn't get another email. So I was on edge. Until there was something back in my email. I didn't expect it. And I just want to say that out loud because that seems like it would be a great thing. And it was worth trying. I mean, it didn't damage me.
Right.
But now I know that's not in my self-care wheelhouse.
Not at all what I thought you were going to say.
I wasn't what I thought I was going to experience.
Yeah. 12 is huge for me to have it down to 12. And I can sit well at 12. But that was a great example. And, because again, we've said this is not a one size fits all thing. So this is where you double down on your self-awareness and do something and trial and error.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. 60 minutes.
No, 20 minutes. 20-minute walk or 20-minute workout. Those are that's a good amount of time for that. I don't know if.
Can you convince my couple of clients that doesn't work for?
Oh, the one who went to the gym only for an hour.
Correct.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I couldn't, go all the way to the gym and changing clothes and taking a shower and all that stuff.
Squats for Dr. Ellis.
I've got more like a 30-second workout person,
Okay.
right? It's like a little bit of intense movement for a very short amount of time that doesn't give you armpit sweat.
It does count.
Okay. 60? We're on 60 minutes?
Yep.
Unless I derail us again.
What else? 60 minutes.
60 minutes? Oh, you know what I didn't say in 20 minutes?
We're back to 20.
It's a great
There's a lot of 20-minute
amount of
things that you
time
can do.
for like a yoga nidra or a non-sleep deep rest.
Okay.
Fits very nicely in 20 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. 60
You
minutes.
said yoga?
Yoga nidra, which is a kind of it's a specific
meditation.
kind of meditation
Okay.
process.
Got
I don't know how many sun salutations could you do in 20 minutes though. I mean, a fair number.
Yes.
Might feel great about.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. 60 minutes. Here we go.
You know, I giggled because I was going to say have dinner with a friend, but you and I,
we can't
we
have dinner
can't do
in 60 minutes. That's no.
Which
People
that's something
might-
to pay attention to, right?
Listeners, you might, if you can eat dinner with a friend in 60 minutes, that's awesome. People do meet for lunch.
They do.
I don't do that because of the job that we have.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
But people do.
Yes.
So there you go. There's one, a 60-minute.
What about going outside, take your favorite drink and journal?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be a very luxurious journaling. Yeah. I'm wondering, in the 60-minute category, something that's coming to my mind is it legitimately is learn something new. Or if you are working on one of those things, or you are, or doing something creative. So let's say I have a client who creatively organizes. God love her, she and I, we can't stay organized once we've done it, but really like organizing, but maybe not something that's going to fit very nicely into a 5 or 20-minute block. But 60 minutes is long enough to creatively organize an area. It would be a nice, juicy amount of time, let's say, to work on an art project, maybe. Or if I were going to sit down at the piano, I don't think I would feel like it had been worth it if I sat down only for 20 minutes.
Yes.
Maybe if I did the thing where I did it every day, but I don't. And so 60 minutes feels better for that to me.
And I have several clients that are either play guitar or learning to play guitar. And that's usually the amount of time that we've talked about that feels good, right? That you've practiced or you try to learn something new or what have you. Yeah. Anything else? You said you were going to give a plug over and over again about something you could do in 60 minutes. And for ours, it's 30 minutes.
Is it sex? Is that what I said I was going to plug for that? What was it? No,
but it could definitely be sex. So could 5 minutes. No, it was listen to a
podcast. You could listen to a podcast. You could listen to even one of our long rambling podcasts if you put us on 1.25 speed. You would still get us done in, that would be 30 minutes. Yeah. See?
There it is. There it is. Okay, what else, Dr. Ellis?
Oh, let's see. One of the things I know I said this a little bit last time we talked, but I don't know that I did it concisely or comprehendibly. So I want to just make sure I say one more thing. But I think getting stuff done counts. Depending, right? So could doing the dishes, I don't like the dishes because there's always more dishes being made, so you can only get them done for a minute before there are more of them. But if there was something you could do and it really would get actually crossed off your list to not come back, I think that really can count as self-care. And that could go, it could be a 5, it could be a 20, it could be a 60.
Yes.
Depending on what's on there.
Cleaning up my closet. I like my closet organized. And
that's a good example of something that maybe, like the dishes, because you said this last time we were together, is what about one load of laundry? Mm-hmm. Can the dishes being done feel like all the dishes that you have are clean and where they belong for a certain amount of time? Or, because your closet's not going to stay, right? It's not going to stay organized, right?
Thank you, doctor. That just...
But
no, it's not. But I wanted to.
We don't even have to talk about my closet.
Okay.
So does it feel like something that feels done or not? And the D word, done, the D word is, for some people, I really think it carries a lot of shame. Even maybe I do really mean that big of a word.
Yes.
That stuff's not done. It has to be done. I have to get done. And it maybe travels along with some of the perfectionism, obsessive rumination, maybe not all the way into like a mental health condition, but somewhere along that track, it starts to feel really bad.
Okay, so use the example. I'm thinking of a client of mine that I recall when I asked about the things that were enjoyable, the self-care things that he liked to do. It was, he works on old cars. So use that as an example to describe what you're talking about, where he's not going to get this old car back in perfect condition in 60 minutes. But how do you do this, and what kinds of things should you be speaking to yourself so that this would work and fit?
So I like that, and I like it with all these other things that we talk about. I mean, meditating's not done, learning piano's not done. Those aren't things that we finish either, right? And so can I engage? Does it meet the self-care requirements? Do I have more energy when I started, more natural energy when I end than when I start? Is it something that present self and future self will both benefit from? With working on an old car, my guess is that there is a lot of pleasure in the process. And so the shame doesn't come in. Maybe the question to ask is, will it feel good to finish this, to get done? Or do I feel bad the thing's not done yet? I'm not saying you don't have to do that stuff. I mean, there's plenty of stuff you need to get done, but I just don't know if it's self-care.
Yeah.
So, okay. I felt like I didn't give that what it deserved last time. So, let's talk though about everybody needs self-care, right? Sometimes self-care isn't enough. Sometimes we're not talking about just regular amounts of physical or mental health distress. Sometimes we're talking about real clinical issues. And so do we have any ways of thinking about that, regardless of what it is? Is it depression? Is it anxiety? Is this perfectionism that's just a personality quirk? Or is it perfectionism that's, ruining my life? Is this a vodka soda, or is this an alcohol use disorder? Is me thinking about this over and over? Is this just something that's on my mind and it's happening right now, and it's just a big thing for me? Or is it always like this, and I have these thoughts compulsively? So, is there any way we could talk about any overall guideline about?
Yeah, I think that goes back to the self-awareness piece, where mixed with going back to the people that love you and are around you and the check-ins, right? To see, I don't want to say call out, but lovingly call out what they recognize. If you, I just got that visual of the phone battery again. But if you're down to 2%, the people around you are recognizing that, it's something to check in on. If you are not showering, if you are, and again, sometimes we do fall into these places and spaces that fall more into the mental health or mental diagnosis realm, and we don't even recognize it anymore. And so, yeah.
Let me say a thing that I used to make all my students in the psychopathology class memorize and repeat back. If we would do it sort of like, you get up and you say the Pledge of Allegiance when you're little in school, but we would just say this as a group. Say, clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. One more time, clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning is the way that most mental health diagnoses sort of rise to a threshold that treatment seeking is important.
Yes.
And so clinically significant distress, that's you not feeling right. It's you not feeling good. It's you don't like the thing. It's distressing to you. Now, listen, listeners, I'm sure there's some stuff about you don't like. So clinically significant distress is I can't stop thinking about it. I don't know how to do differently. I'm always feeling like I'm running up against a wall here. And clinically significant impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning means, what are the hats that I wear? What are the roles in this life that I've chosen? Also, note you might have chosen too many roles or hats that don't fit you. But if I'm not able to meet the, let's say, culturally sanctioned requirements for most of my roles, if I'm not meeting the minimum standard for mothering and keeping my job and partnering, now it's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seek help. Okay, so let's get even a little more creative. You ready?
Okay.
Let's do some extra creative examples since we're giving these self-care suggestions, opposite of maybe what you might just see online. Okay. Social, and we'll break it down into our specific areas, right? So let's start with social self-care. Okay, so the connection, belongingness, relational self-care. Cuddling with your pet. That's a good one.
Depending on your pet. It definitely could be.
Yes, that. Do you have a pet that you have trouble cuddling with, Dr. Ellis? I feel like, yeah, that was an example that you were giving. Okay, sending an email or a letter to a friend. So maybe even better, someone you haven't talked to in a while.
For Christmas, my mom gave me a book of postcards, and she put stamps on every single one of them. So they're ready. All they need is just like a little thing to write, and into the mail they go. The actual real paper mail.
Great example. Oh, what a great gift.
Cute. The only thing I've done is send her one. But but I did think it was awesome.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure she really loved receiving it. What about, those of you that are gamers, like connecting online, having some social time, game time with friends.
That really, actually, it seems like does work, especially if these are people that you have ongoing relationships with. We are finally to the time now where we have some research indicating that, especially for boys and men, that kind of connecting really does do the good wellness of connecting.
Yes.
So that's great. Yes. Which is different, by the way, than getting onto game to dissociate. Right. Dissociation, remember, is sort of the opposite of being engaged. So don't mean that. Social, anything else that we can think of right now when the pressure's on?
Sex.
It's It should be in there.
I think so.
All right. How about physical? So we said that's kind of the nutrition, sleep, exercise realm.
But how do we shake this up, make it more interesting? Again, we're not knocking the fact that if you truly are filled by going to your cycle class every day, great. And for a lot of people, by the way, that is a very big social piece as well. Relational
I like
piece.
it because I like it for other people because it does both
You have
of them.
the both going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling part of an us. That's all kind of motivatedly engaged in the same thing. Yeah, that's it. That can be really nice. All right, physical. I know you might hydrate with a cucumber water. Is a thing that you might do. I think cucumbers taste like grass, and I will only eat them if I am in a situation where a person might judge me negatively if I don't. So
You're going to say if you were on a deserted island.
I definitely would eat them if I were on an island that didn't have other stuff to eat.
Okay. Yes, definitely. Do you know what I like even more than cucumber water is putting fruit in your water.
It looks really pretty.
It does.
It really does. I do mean that. And I don't think I would ever like get up and pour like a sparkle water and put like a fanned out strawberry in it. But if one of those arrived, I would enjoy it. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Roller skating. I think it's coming back.
Yes.
I do.
I know. I saw somebody roller skating at the park the other day. Yeah, it's a thing.
I think
I'm in it.
it's all coming back.
I'm in it. I'm in it.
Wide leg pants and roller skates.
Let's do it.
Love it. Put a bowl of fresh fruit on the counter. If you won't get gnats.
Right.
And if you happen to just know, because you are the person who knows this, about which fruits you can put in the bowl together so they look charming, but they don't rot each other.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules about that.
I don't either. I don't.
I put a bowl of wasabi peas on my counter, though. How about that?
Okay. It's perfect.
It's not awful.
It's not.
It could be. That could be worse.
That sounds like a very good self-care.
Another thing I would never do, but I think another person might do, is just like go to a place where people might be playing basketball and join them. That seems to be a thing that people actually do, pick up basketball.
The pick up basketball games. Yeah.
So then that feels very physical to me.
Absolutely. Now it's pickleball. I'm not gonna. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. No, she's gonna go.
I'm not. It's fine. People can do that. It's more intense than people think it is, and so you're gonna get injured when you first start doing it because you think it's the easy version of tennis, but it's just a different version of tennis.
8-year-olds playing it.
Yeah,
So
but they have been practicing.
Right.
So let me take this moment to say, I do want you to be creative with your self-care, but don't get injured. You know, that's just going to wreck out the rest of the physical self-care you can do for another 6 weeks. Don't get injured.
Point.
If you can manage it, don't get injured.
Good point. Okay. That leads us to mental and emotional self-care. So our goal here is to reduce the negative emotions and the thoughts and the behaviors, increase the positive, right? So let's see. Practice self-compassion. We've been talking about self-compassion. Read Kristen Neff's book, Practice some Self-Compassion.
Do a little exercise from her website.
There you go. That.
Sit in front of the mirror and stay there until you can honestly say something you like.
Yes.
It might take some time for some people.
Here's one. Make a yay today list.
Yay today.
Right. I mean, we make lists of all the things that we have to get done, need to get done, should be getting done. How about celebratory lists of look at what I did today, and especially if you can write down things that would fit in your on your self-care list.
It's like the opposite of a to-do list.
That.
Where you don't have stuff that you have to cross off. You just get to add stuff
thing.
to it.
That's what I'm speaking about.
Oh.
It's good stuff, right?
Gratitude practice.
That's it.
Three separate, unrepeating things that you're grateful for before you go to bed.
Yes.
Is almost as positively impactful on depression as SSRI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gratitude practice.
How about, since I talked about deleting emails and unsubscribing, how about unfollowing negative people that somehow got on your friend list, or whatever they're saying or doing is bringing you down?
Or take the news off
That.
your thing.
That.
Replace the news with something else.
That. This is a tough one, but practice or even possibly gives forgiveness. Oh, that might be a little too heavy.
Let's save it.
Okay.
Let's do a day.
Okay.
Let's do a series about something advanced relational stuff, because I want to do a day on apologizing too.
I like it.
Apologizing it and forgiving. They each deserve their own day.
Okay.
I want to say too, processing like an unpleasant emotion or event through journaling, talking, meditation, something like that. And I want to say processing in the sense of digesting, not ruminating. Remember that gross thing I said about the cows?
Yes.
And that's how ruminating is?
Yes.
Okay,
now I remember it. Yes, I do.
And the opposite of that is digesting, right? It's actually sort of letting your body and your mind metabolize what the conflict is or what the negative emotion is about, keeping what's good for your body and letting go of the rest of it.
It's good. Yeah. Again, I do agree. That's huge. Possibly some more on that at a later time, because that gets into some heavier stuff. I like it. Okay. What else?
Should we switch
to
intellectual?
Let's do it.
Podcast.
Oh, she did it.
I've been waiting.
She got it.
I did it.
She got it out there again.
Not every podcast, but definitely our podcast.
Definitely. Intellectual. Self-care.
Because anytime you do something that's new for you or challenging, a challenge that is approached voluntarily, anything challenging that is approached voluntarily counts for intellectual self-care, I think.
Yeah. So not golf?
Sure.
Oh.
You don't have to be good at the thing.
Oh, that. Okay. That. And truthfully, nobody's good at golf all the time. Not even the pros. So there's that. Okay. What else? Intellectual self-care.
Learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
Learn something new without asking your web browser to give you an AI overview.
That. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I mean, that's fine
For sure.
for some stuff.
Okay. I like it. Okay. Moving on to spiritual.
Sure.
Spiritual self-care. So this would be connecting, nurturing your inner well-being, your values, looking at purpose, something bigger than you. Nature is a big one, right? So being in nature, being outside, just paying attention, listening to the birds.
Can I say, if you're going to stop and smell the roses, that probably should last at least 20 or 30 seconds. I don't know that for very many people it counts just like going from your car into your house.
Yes.
To stop 20 whole seconds.
Yes.
For the nature.
And maybe trying to use more than just one of your senses. Yeah. Okay. What about, this is a good one. And I know I wrote this down because of myself. Creating energy by decluttering.
Is that decluttering spiritual for you?
Yeah.
The new vibe of decluttering seems to be, also people just told me this, I don't know this, that there are ways to declutter without making a bigger mess. I don't know what they are. Do you?
Ooh, probably not.
I think that's on the internet somewhere, though.
But you're saying to make a bigger mess to then keep moving into organization?
When I think about decluttering, it's like the whole closet comes out of the closet. Then the closet is empty. And then things get gone through and then things get put back.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently there's ways of decluttering where you never have more mess than you start with during the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like magic to me.
Yeah. May need to Google it. Locate or hire a mentor that is spiritual, religious, just an advisor, a coach. Could be spiritual.
We live in a very cool place, Houston, which so you couldn't do this everywhere if you're listening to this far away. Go to a sacred place that you don't usually go to. They almost all will let you sit quietly there.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. You know what's so interesting is you see that on movies and shows a lot where people do that. But no one's ever shared with me they did that.
That's cool.
I like it.
This is not probably spiritually related, but hotel lobby is a very nice place to sit usually. And if you don't go to the same hotel every day or like stay there for a really long time, people will not even think twice about you being there.
That's a great example.
Awesome chairs and take a book with you.
I like it.
Depending on the book, maybe that is spiritual.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing about the spiritual thing?
Yes, please.
Which is pray out loud. Praying in your head for almost everybody actually gets sort of ruminative. And do you remember that working memory thing? Like you just can't hold that much inside your head at one time. So praying out loud tends to have more benefits. I'm not saying like to your higher power, they probably don't care.
Right.
But for you.
Yes. I like it.
Okay. I often have clients, I think this to myself too, which is again, I don't have time. Well, I don't have time to go to a hotel and sit in the chairs. You know, how can I optimize my self-care? I hate the word optimize, actually. How can I maximize what I can get out of my self-care? So you and I talked about making a couple of examples of like self-care recipes.
Yes.
Or like combinations where you could get a bunch of stuff in a very short amount of time.
Put a bunch of ingredients in.
Right.
How about it?
So I said 20 minutes, a walk. So we got the physical. In nature, we've got the spiritual. In the sun, also physical. And then I have a lot of options for how to like bump this up depending on how people like it. So you could do it with a friend. Then you would get social, right? You could do it listening to music. Or you could do it like in prayer. Right? So 20-minute walk in nature, in the sun, plus whatever else is available to you at that time.
That sounds like something I definitely would like to partake in. It's a good one. Okay, here's another one. Recipe 2. Scheduling a Saturday slowdown. So for me, this would be a no makeup day. Okay. But in this recipe, the ingredients are I'm going to stay in my PJs until noon.
Jammy.
And I'm going to put together or grab my most favorite delicious snacks or food that I like. And I'm going to listen to a podcast. Or I'm just going to watch something really great that's entertaining. Read something that's easygoing, that's going to keep me in that slow down, chill mode. And then, if you wanted to add the social piece, then do it with your person.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, if you were going to do something, listeners, like a little bit of homework, maybe coming up with your own self-care recipe that would maximize what works for you in the smallest amount of time. Maybe that's a fun thing to do. At the same time, I want us to remember another option is just to do any one thing at a time.
That one thing at a time as well. I like it.
That's self-care for a lot of people.
Yes.
All right. Should we do crown jewels?
Let's do them.
I have crown jewel number 1 today.
Okay.
I almost never get crown jewel number 1.
Almost
That's
never.
exciting. Self-care includes prioritizing, engagement, and creativity.
CJ number 2, be creative with your self-care and try some self-care combos, these recipes that we're speaking about.
And CJ number 3, if you have trouble implementing self-care, you might need a little help with it. If that's a therapy help or a coaching help or just a friendship help, you might need some help.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us with our self-care series. We have more to come, and we just appreciate you liking and following and subscribing to us, and or possibly even sending us an email.
Because we'll do, if listeners want it, a Q&A for this series as well. So if you have questions about self-care, or you just want us to get online and do more of this punchy in the moment stuff, do let us know.
Thank you for tuning in to Rich Thoughts, Poor Jokes. We hope today's episode offered insight or possibility, a new perspective on your mental wealth journey. Tune in next week for more strategies to drive success. Please consider subscribing or sharing this episode with someone else, because your mental wealth matters. And a few rich thoughts and poor jokes can help you live with abundance.